Hello! Ah, it's been a while. Merry Charybdis and a Slappy New Year. So, it is Boxing Day, 26th of December, and you know what that means. Haul, because I didn't have enough time yesterday to record a video. I had roughly about 2.5 hours of time on here, and you guys know I don't script these videos, so I don't keep time, I just record until I can stop talking. So, with that in mind, there wouldn't have really been much of a chance of getting a video in. So, yeah. So, let's start off with main stuff. So, just to preface this, I was told to make a Christmas list. My dad explicitly told me to make a Christmas list. It didn't matter what it was, didn't matter how much it was. He told me to put what I like onto the list. I did so. I received nothing from the list. This is partially why I don't like making Christmas lists, because there's a very, very small chance that I'll actually receive anything I put on the list. Even when I try and be economical or consider it towards what is actually available. Because the majority of time, yes, there are so many things I would love to have. But they are, one, too expensive for what they are, and two, not available. I have to consider that whenever I try and put together any form of list. So, the majority of the time, I'm trying to put small things, maybe one big giant thing, but the rest are small things. But I always try and make sure that they are actually available. But I also try and make sure they all come from one place. Unfortunately, that one place was Amazon. Unfortunately, Amazon, as of the past year or so, well, few years, have gone the way eBay used to be in 2008. Now, if you know how untrustworthy eBay used to be, then equate that to Amazon, because I don't trust Amazon under any circumstance. Yes, they are the premier online retailer. That means diddly squit to me. I don't trust them. Unfortunately, it's kind of the only online retailer my parents will use. Sure, every now and then they will use eBay, but only sparingly. So, yeah. So, let's get main tree stuff out of the way, because we did presents here, and we did presents in my sister and brother-in-law's house. So, yeah, the things I got from there have kind of also been mixed up with sack presents. Yeah. This year, I actually didn't get a lot, and I'm completely fine with that. One thing my parents don't quite seem to understand is I don't mind. So, yeah. The big giant thing Modoroid Eldran Gekiryuga. Oh, I love the Eldran franchise because it ran in tandem with the Brave Saga, and there was just one absolutely beautiful facet of the Eldran series, and that is the fact that the pilots of the mecha are always children. And it's fucking hilarious. Now, the first Eldran, which this one comes from, Gambarga, I think. Don't quite know the pronunciation, but I know the mecha. The primary mecha of the series is comprised of a saber-toothed tiger, an eagle, and a mammoth. Then the secondary mecha is a giant mechanical lion, and then the tertiary mecha is Gekiryuga, a dragon. So there are two other model kits to get a hold of to make the big giant thing. So yeah, wish me luck in ever finding listings for them. But yeah, it's just the first Eldran only has, I think it's 3 pilots, maybe 4. But then subsequent ones have an entire school. Now, that's not to say that there's a school where they train children to pilot mecha. No. The gimmick is the school is turned into the mecha. The best example of this is Gosor, where a mechanical meteorite crashes into the planet, and an extra-dimensional being brings forth Gosor, the giant mechanical Eldran. In order for that particular machine to exist, it has to have a physical catalyst. The school was the closest thing. So, in the Gosora transformation sequence, the elementary school building turns into a gigantic mechanical pteranodon and flies around and turns into a brachiosaurus, a smaller pteranodon, and a stegosaurus that then combine into Gosora. Funny part is, all of the students have to learn how to pilot it and do it very well. It's just funny that the joke of the entire franchise is that all of the pilots are elementary school children who are not trained. They're not even required to do it. They're just doing it because that's their school. And they're the only ones who can fit in the controls. So, yeah. This was acquired from my local game shop. They, from time to time, get a hold of Kotobukiya and other assorted model kits. Funnily enough, under my accidental prompting, I mentioned to them about getting a hold of a Spiral Crusher and a few of the MSG weapons. It divulged into them getting a hold of frame arms kits. Then they got a hold of this little thing and, well, mine. So that was the primary present because my parents weren't able to get a hold of anything off of my Christmas list. The secondary present, pyrography pen, or just a wood engraving set. Now, I wanted this because it can be used as a hot knife. And taking into account when you're working on doing custom gunpla and working with plastic sheets, it helps to have something that will cut through more easily. And no, that's not glued in place. Just a little bit of blue tack to hold it. Come on, you people know me. Function over aesthetics. I want it to do something, not look some way. So, yeah, if you're wondering what I'm doing with this, I am making a mechanical lion's head. Based off of him. This is one action figure I'm never getting rid of. The Zord morphing Wild Force Red Ranger. Yeah, it's overly muscly, but the body proportions are correct. It actually makes sense. But yeah, that lion's head looks beautiful. So I wanted to replicate it for this. This is Fenice Rinascita that I've been working on over the past few years. Mainly I've just been gathering materials, gathering knowledge, primarily I mean, because I don't want to just cut into this thing. No. I want to be able to fabricate pieces that will just peg onto it and allow me to change it from a custom into a standalone model. So, yeah. If you're wondering what it is I'm trying to make, I'll give you a clue. Granted, I've said it many times before. Gomogolgafor. That's your clue. But yeah, I'm making a mechanical lion's head to go on that. And no, I will not be attempting to use the Trion 3 as a base for the lion head because it's too flat and too big. The thing is based upon the double Zeta. I'm not using the fucking Zeta. Yeah, I like the Trion 3, but I hate the fucking Zeta. I genuinely hate Zeta. It is a horrible series as far as I'm concerned. And no, I don't give a fuck that it's UC. I really don't like Universal Century. The Granddaddy Gundam is one thing. The Zeta, no thank you. So, yeah. I need that for that, so I can carve into plastic and cut it more effectively. Now on to sack presents. I'll just say this, there are two clear themes in all of this. And just so we're clear, there was no coordination between either my parents or my sister and brother-in-law in correlation to those two themes. They just happened. So, the first correlation Narita! Shippuden! Yeah, I got a bunch of Naruto shit this year. Don't ask me why. But Now that's beautiful. Kakashi Hatake. Yeah, he's a great character, he really is. Fun enough, these were from my sister and brother-in-law. Then, I've gotten Mantrid, or Mantid, Octodogon, and Dragonoid from the new Bakugan series. I was not aware the new series was available in the UK at all yet. And I also got Nilius, the splitting ripcord one, which is pretty cool. She's demanding attention. Give me a moment. Go on. Sorry about that. When the pup demands attention, she demands it, and it must be given. It also doesn't help that I'm her favourite chew toy. And I mean that literally. Yeah. Puppy teeth. Yeah. I am quite literally her favourite chew toy. So, yeah. As I was saying, I've got brand new Bakugan. Those were from my nephew and from my brother, sister and brother-in-law. Then there was more. Again, some of these were from my sister and brother-in-law, but then some of them were just general sack presents. Yeah, you can see the theme. There was no correlation. Literally, my parents, nor my siblings, well, sibling and sibling-in-law, coerced with each other on this. It just happened. So, yeah. I've got Platinum Series Wrath, which does look kind of cool, and it's got a bit clear. Oh. Oh, that's not fair. Notice a problem? Alright. You see where it's all pinkish? That's clear plastic. See where it's all pinkish? It's solid. It's opaque. That's not fair. I actually wanted the clear pink. Oh well. So that's a Platinum Series Bakugan. Kinda cool. Then we have Normal Series Grimwing, which is actually kinda cute. It really is cute. Well, Grizzwing, not Grimwing. It's actually really cute. Then we have, technically they're fusion Bakugan, but not quite. Trox Cross Saurus, which that's actually a really unique colour scheme. And Cloptor and Apollyon in clear. So, yeah. So we got Aventus and Subterra and a Pyrus and Chaos. Yeah, I'm not calling it Aurelus, it's practically Subterra. That's literally what it is. They replaced Subterra with Subterra. That's the joke. Because in the original game, Subterra had practically no support. In later generations, it got more support. So they replaced it with Subterra, which had practically no support. And now they're giving it more support. So they literally just replaced Subterra with Subterra. So I'm not going to call it Aurelus, I'm calling it Subterra. So, yeah. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more Bakugan. Last year I got 6 in 2-2-packs. They're still there. You know, the funny part is, I actually told my mum and my sister, no Bakugan. yeah, Bakugan. I still love Bakugan. I really do. It's just I haven't opened them, and I'm not watching the two more recent series. I'm not watching the reboot. It's the game is a little bit more fun. It's a little bit more interesting, but the show is bad. And I mean bad. And then there's the new reboot. The trailer looked really cool. But what I'm seeing from the show is not. The idea of the Bakugan pairing up with a brawler to become their giant selves is rather intriguing, because the notion is at the beginning the Bakugan come to Earth by accident, fully by accident, and then begin to live in peace with humanity, and they're able to become either the Bakuspheres, or Bakuballs, or a smaller, more chipified version of themselves that is able to just walk amongst humanity. But then, when they partner up with a capable brawler, they grow to their full height. That's intriguing. The execution I'm not a fan of. So, yeah. Next up, and just so we can make this clear to everybody, it's not Terry's, it's mine. Okay? Just to get this out of the way, alright? It's not Terry's, it's mine. It's clearly mine, it's in my hand. Just ignore that it says Terry's. It's tradition we get a chocolate orange, so yeah. Then after that, got Lego Technic, the Snow Cat, or Snowplow, no, the Snow Gloomer. This is one of the few Lego Technic sets that I wanted because of what it turned into. Alright, as of late, Lego Technic sets they've gone away from what made Technic appealing to me, and that was the functions. Now, early Technic sets prioritized what the set did over how it looked. But within the last 5-7 years, Technic sets have gone from function orientation to aesthetic orientation, and I genuinely hate that. Now, if I wanted a mechanical scale model of a Bugatti Veyron, I would go looking for the Lego Creator series, because that is where that kind of thing would go. Because the Creator series is for display models, ones with detail, not Technic. Now, I can understand wanting to make a Lego iteration of a real-world vehicle like the Bugatti Veyron, the McLaren, or something like that. I can understand that. I can see the appeal. What I don't like is when they focus too much on how the thing fucking looks, rather than what the thing should do. So, here's the primary thing they should really focus on when it comes to making a Lego model car. 1. Differential. Plain and simple, if it's a big model car, say about yay big, give it a fucking real differential. Not a false differential where it's just one gear connected to one wheel that then turns only the one side. No, no. No false differentials. I'm sick and tired of seeing that on the display model cars. I am sick and tired of it. For something like this size, that's fine. That's expected. But for something that costs nearly 50 fucking quid? No. If it's a £50 set, I bloody fucking expect an actual fucking differential. Then you get the steering. It's a fucking shit show. Some of them use a gear rack. Other use a lift arm setup. It's just 50 fucking quid. I expect a fucking gear rack, something that's substantial. Then there's suspension. Then there's the model engine. Now, to be fair, the display models have really cleverly done miniature model engines. I'll give them that. They're just not finished. Literally, they're not finished. They need work. Plain and simple. They're clever, but they're not finished. And yeah, it's nice to have some of those parts in those specific colours. But when they focus too much on making sure this one particular line flows into another, that's when you've literally lost a customer. Now, I get it. It doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. I'm just one person. It's just, when it comes to Lego Technic, I want them to focus on the technical side of things, which was the whole point of the line. Now, this focuses on that. The plough moves up and down. The plough at the back moves up and down. The treads rotate. Function. It prioritizes what it does. And I love that. And it doesn't focus too much on how it looks, but that looks like a groomer. It works. It's wonderful. Sorry, when it comes to Lego Technic, I'm kind of really particular about it focusing on what it's actually meant to, not on what it shouldn't. And then, Mega Blocks or Mega Constructs, Zubat. Now, I have heard only good things from the Mega Constructs Pokemon sets, and I just want to experience some of these parts because that piece right there, Lego don't produce those anymore. Then there's the ball joints. These are actually said to be really good, and they're parts that Lego don't produce correctly. Yet, this exact kind of part arrangement, Lego don't produce it. They don't. The closest you'll get is that piece. Come on, focus. Focus! Doesn't want to focus. Typical. But yeah, that's the closest you'll get to finding something like that. If you want that, you have to either buy something like this, or 3D printing or knockoffs. Now, I have no problem with 3D printing or knockoff parts. They serve a purpose, and that is to fill a gap that Lego and other companies don't fill. Along with that, you might have an idea you need a very specifically sized piece. Knockoffs will facilitate that by giving you a piece that you can customize, rip apart, or modify. especially when it's an expensive piece that LEGO don't produce a lot of, or sparse it out in specific sets that are too expensive to actually get a hold of. So knockoffs serve a purpose in that. Last few things. Yeah, the less said about this, the better, because my local Tesco's have these. They can't get rid of them. Yeah. After I unwrapped this, I actually told my mum I did. Now, I get it's the thought that counts, it's just I genuinely don't like it. So, this is not staying in my collection. Period. Obligatory gloves, because I'm always using gloves. Lost the entrance to the bag. Socks. Socks. I've got too many socks. Quite literally, I've got a drawer full of socks. Then we have a Naruto Shippuden logo keychain on a carabiner clip, and Shippuden Naruto Uzumaki on a carabiner clip. So, yeah. Those will come in handy for something. And I've saved the absolute best for last. Did I? Or is there anything else? Yep, that's it. The absolute best for last. It's a little together. If you know me, you know I love Triceratops. I love Tricerators. And it's a mini Mutsu. And right by here, I've got the big one. So I've got Mummy and Baby. So they're going to sit top my computer and look adorable. Let me see, do you have a name? Name is Troy. Nope, you're a girl. I name you Gertrude. Her name's Gertrude. There we go. Yeah. It's just right there. Yeah, I've got a Greymon plushie that sits on top of my tower unit along with my Trichera. I've also got another Greymon plushie that rests in the corner of my bed just because. It's Greymon, of course I'm gonna have that. So, yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of Bakugan to open in the next year. Because, yeah. Yeah. So many Bakugan. Oh boy. So yeah. Lots of stuff and things. So yeah, Christmas was eventful and funny. So yeah, been working on Mechanical Lionhead. Been working on other things. Oh, my dad absolutely loved his Christmas present. Which, well, yeah. It's not, under any circumstances, complete. It's just... Oh, I was really, and I mean really worried he was not going to like this because my dad has this thing about not wanting presents. It's just, when I finished wrapping this up and putting it under the tree, he asked me, "Who's it for? Who's it for?" I bet it's for Mum or it's for Bernie. And when I told him it was for him, he vehemently told me he didn't want anything. And I said, "I don't care, I want to give it to you." So, yesterday, in the morning, when I gave it to him, I was so relieved when he said it was one of, if not the best present he'd ever received, because he doesn't know why. He just loves this thing. Ever since I found mine back from auto assembly that 1 year, he fell in love with it. And he has still tried to get a hold of it from me. So I made a promise. If I ever found another one, I would try and get it for him. I managed to find this one. I was lucky to get this one. It was in horrible condition. I had to transplant parts from mine onto this one to make it presentable. Heck, the canopy on the red, that's fabricated. I had to make that. Yeah. It's shoddily done, but from a distance, it looks right. But you can clearly see, ever so slightly, the one side is off. So, yeah. It's just... My dad has now told me that he wants me to take parts off of this one and put it onto mine to make mine as complete as possible, and in the next year to hunt down parts to finish the two of them off. So all the work I did I can complete this one as much as I could for my dad. He now wants me to undo all of it, to strip it back to the condition it was when I received it, to complete mine off as most as I can, and then in the next year try and find parts to finish them off. Yeah. My dad is a fucking asshole. I know he means well, it's just... Oh, the work I had to do to make this work. It's just... I also planned to make a wood base and plastic case for this thing, but I didn't have the resources to do it. And I mean that by both the materials and the tools. The other day, well, yesterday, Dad said that once we can get the two complete, we'll make cases for them. And I had to admit that's what I was planning to do, but I didn't have the right stuff for it. Yeah. Yeah. My dad's an arse. He means well, he really does. But I now need to track down parts to make mine as complete as possible, but also to make his as complete as possible. But I need to also track down... Well, I need to track down a bunch of the red one, because I need a canopy, and I also need to get these bits, because, well, broken on the one side on mine, broken on both sides on my dad's. So, yeah, I need to find one that's intact on the front, so I can try and make a copy. So I can put it on both of them. And I need to get the canopies just so it's more accurate, because yet the one I made, it'll work from a distance, but not up close. So the main parts that are missing are 2 canopies, 2 blasters, well, 4 blasters for the blue car, 8 tank treads, because it's 4 per black tank, 1 chrome arm wing, and the entire undercarriage for the black unit. Now, some of that I can get, because there's one seller on eBay who has a completely fucked yellow and white segment, but it comes with the chromed arm wing, and he's also got a slightly mullered black and white one, so I can take the undercarriage from it for Dad's one. The problem is he wants £20 each, so that's 40 quid for the 2, and I only need bits. Yeah. I was lucky to get Dad's one for £30 in its bad condition. Here's the problem. I can't justify certain prices for certain things. Not unless it's a bunch of stuff. Heck, I can't even justify £30 to £40 on a purchase unless it's either something really fucking big or it's a lot of fucking stuff. So, to justify nearly £40 on just two little things like this, I can't. I genuinely can't. Unless they are 100% complete, I can't justify that. Now, I know my dad would just say, go ahead and buy it, I'll reimburse you. I can't do that. I genuinely can't do that. My brain will not let me. I can't. I know I should, but I can't. So, yeah. That's the problem. We need to fix them up, but I can't justify buying the parts like that. So I'm going to have to do a lot of hunting. So, yeah. Wish me luck. And, yeah. This has been Wolf Kaiser Drake, signing off. Merry Charybdis, and a slappy new year.